Hello everybody, it's Martin from MicrosoftProductReviews.com. Today we're going to take a little bit of an unboxing video, a quick look at the brand new hottest thing on the market, the Microsoft Band. What's inside the box? Stay tuned. Well, unless you've found yourself living under a rock the past few days, you probably already know that the hottest thing in wearable technology today is not something made by Apple. It's not an iWatch or an iPhone. It's not a Samsung this or a Note that. It's a Microsoft Band. This little baby took the entire tech world by total surprise last week when its launch was actually leaked about an hour or so before it came out by the posting of the apps on the various app stores. It wasn't really intended to become public knowledge until the following day, sometime Thursday, when they had a press conference, but it was up for sale on the Microsoft website at 12:01 a.m. Eastern last Thursday, and like a lot of people, I caught some wind of this, got on board, and ordered it online. Got very lucky. It was delivered on late Friday night, which is pretty good because most of them are not going to be delivered until next Monday. So I'm very happy to have it, and for those of you who have ordered it but are still waiting for it, or those of you thinking about ordering it or are on the wait list because it's already sold out, let's see what it's like when we take this baby, take this package and open it up. So just one thing to say, the package itself looks very nice. You know, we all know that many years ago, Apple really kind of started the ball rolling with kind of an experience in unboxing things. The first iPods came swaddled in the most amazing cardboard creations that I think anyone had ever seen, and people really responded to that. And the other companies have taken notice, Microsoft included. If you've got a Microsoft product recently, you've probably been impressed with the attention and they put into some of the packaging, and this one's no different. It's a small package, but it's really nicely put together. So you're going to get 2 or maybe 3 things if you order this online. You're going to get the actual package with the band in it here, and these is a complimentary Starbucks card available, at least at the moment. Hopefully that's not going to be all sold out, $5 for Starbucks. And there's a reason that they're putting that in there, because Starbucks has got a tie-in with the band. And then you may get an optional screen protector for it, a zag protector. I'd recommend you do that. I had a little trouble with mine, which is unusual. I love zag products, but mine had a bit of a defect with it, so I can't really wholly recommend it, but I'm figuring probably I got just a bad unit, and you certainly want to protect the screen on this thing. So let's get to to opening this thing up. It's just a fairly standard packaging. There's a couple of little sticky tape tabs on the end to hold the main thing in the box, and then when you pull it out, there's the box. Now it's just a kind of monolithic black, which is really kind of solid and impressive in its own way. A little bit like the monolith from 2001, I guess. I doubt the camera's going to pick it up. I'll try and get an angle on it, but there's a Microsoft logo here, and there's a lot of these black on black Microsoft logos scattered throughout the packaging that you can sort of find. I think they're almost like little Easter eggs at this point, because they are so difficult to see, but they're there and they're very subtle. But if you go looking, they remind you who made this. And then there's just another little tab here. It's got a little arrow. Again, that's not going to show on the camera, I don't think. And the box opens up, and there is what all the fuss has been about. So let's just move the card over there and get that in there. So there's the band. It's a nice piece of work, to say the least. The packaging is neat and clean and minimalistic. So naturally the first thing you're going to do is the first thing anybody does, you're going to take this puppy out. And it just comes out, and when you realize it's been sitting in is really a watch case. If you have a high-end watch of any kind, they tend to come in lovely boxes like this, with just swaddled in just this kind of container to present it to you. And I guess you could, in some world, put it there and leave it for the night. But I think probably you'll find a more useful way to store it, or you'll be wearing it on your wrist to monitor your sleep patterns. So we've got the device itself. We open up the package here, and we find underneath there are the 2 books that come with it. One of them is the Quick Start Guide here. That's obviously the one you're going to pay the most attention to. And then here's the Safety and Warranty Guide, the usual legalese. This is the important one. It's going to tell you what you need to do next. So we'll put the warranty aside because really nothing ever breaks. And then inside this little cardboard tube here is the power connector. And it's got just a standard USB connector on one end, and then it's got a magnetic connector that fits into the watch. And you're going to need this to get started, because even though your watch is going to come pretty well charged, you're going to need to start the process of getting it set up using this. You're going to need to have it plugged into a powered port or into just a standard USB power adapter. So at this point in time, all you want to do is put the watch on, but what you should do, if you haven't already, is go and download the companion app to your Windows phone or iPhone or to Android phone. And then with that in hand, well, I'll just give you an idea of what that looks like. Now, it's already set up on my phone, but you're going to see there's the Microsoft Health, as it's called. And what you're going to need to do next, and I'm not going to really go through the whole setup on this, that's a subject for another video, but the instructions are very clear there in the quick setup guide. The first thing you need to do is plug this into a power source, and then you're going to plug it into the band itself. And that's really, really easy. We'll see if we can get the camera to focus a little bit closer on that. Give me a second here to get that focused up. Okay, so there's the power port in the bottom. It's a bit more than a power port. There are actually some sensors embedded in that area, as well as a galvanic skin sensor there. There are also data ports, because data goes in and out of here as well as power when you're updating the firmware in the device. So all you got to do to connect this, it's really easy. You just lay it anywhere near it and just do that. If this was powered up, that would immediately power up the device, and it would go through, if it's a startup, it would go through its startup routine. I've already done that on mine, so I'll show you what happens in a minute. These are going to be difficult to see again, but here, here, just the two buttons here. One of them, they're just not going to show on the camera, but there's one for on-off, and there's one, what it calls the action button. So we'll just refocus the camera here, and then we'll take you through kind of what that looks like. Okay, so I'll press the power button and hold it for a moment, and it doesn't take very long. There's a little haptic feedback there, vibration, and there you go. I'm blasting that screen out a little bit, and okay, so it's just picked up a note telling me that somebody from an app from my phone has arrived at home. When I'm done with that, it'll just cancel out. Now, you're going to want to enable watch mode, and you'll be sending some more instructions before too long. But really, follow the instructions, are set up, and you will have a very nice device very quickly. When you want it to wake up and do something, you're just going to press that, and then you get into the very understandable language of Metro. Of course, we don't work for Microsoft, so we still think of it as Metro. Microsoft, of course, thinks of it as modern. You want to see what's going on. There's a calendar event, things like that. It's very easy to understand, and again, it's all well explained in the guide. Now, the only other thing I'll talk about for a minute is the whole question of which way to wear it. There have been a lot of discussion and confusion about this. It is designed to be worn in two modes. There's the clasp there with it's got a little line there and a little button that goes into it. You can definitely wear it the way most people like to wear their watch. Wear it on the outside of the wrist like that. Despite the thing looking bulky and you'd think it might be uncomfortable, it's not at all. It's actually very comfortable. They've obviously spent some time and effort on getting this right. So you can wear it that way. I find it a little awkward though to try and read the data, because as you pull it towards yourself, it starts to go just in a funny angle. I haven't been wearing a watch for 10 years since I got my Windows Mobile StarTAC, which had a second display on the closed clamshell for just the clock, and so I stopped wearing a watch. But I never wore them on the inside, never liked it that way, but that's the way I've been wearing it. It's really super easy to actuate it, very easy to read it, easy to spot all of your emails. You can slide by the emails, you can do this. It's just a good angle for me. I'm not too worried about it being damaged anyway. It's just got a real solid feel to it. I would suggest getting a screen protector for it. As I said, I think I probably just got a bad one from Zag, and that's pretty unusual. I'm going to be talking to Microsoft about a replacement. So that's it in terms of unboxing it. It's a wonderful device. If you get one, I am sure you're going to enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with it today, and I'm really finding it useful. I'm just finding that I'm not pulling my phone out of my pocket every 4 or 5 minutes when I get another text message or some alert of some kind or another email. It's really nice to be able to use this with the integration. As far as the fitness integration, I haven't really had a lot of time to play with that yet. We'll be giving you more on that later. So from MicrosoftProductReviews.com, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.